So today's subject is how to do our bhakti. How? You see? He said there are 9 kinds of ways, kinds of bhakti, or the devotion. 9 kinds. Now that means 9. There are 9 ways and means to strengthen our bhakti or devotion with God. First of all, we have got your eyes. Through the eyes, that devotion is always developed and strengthened. So when you see the God in man, the God in you, light or sound, or the physical body which radiates the light and sound, when you see him, eyes are the windows of the soul. We receive impressions from outside. About 80% of this, all impressions which we receive from outside, 80% are received through the eyes. So eyes are the most effective way to develop, to strengthen the devotion in us for him, whom we love. So just you see, receive impressions, let those impressions embedded in your heart and close your eyes. Just look, see, the God in man or the God light and sound, or the light and sound which radiates from the human pole. Just look at it, intently, mindlessly, penetratingly, just forgetting everything else. Receive impressions, then close your eyes. Let those impressions be embedded in your heart. You see? Result will be in due course of time, of course not all at once. That will be developing and that devotion will be strengthened from day to day. So much so that you will feel he is in me and I am in him. You see? This is the true devotion, true bhakti is developed in this through the eyes. Well, God radiates through the eyes of this God-man, you see. In your eyes, through your eyes, you see into his eyes. When two eyes meet together, and you see and he sees, you see, he just sheds or gives out lyrical glances of his higher divinity through you. You receive it. Receive the impression, close your eyes, and be absorbed in that. In due course, you'll feel, as you think, so you become. This is the best way of strengthening the devotion within you. So there are 9, one is taken as a bridegroom and a bride. Christ has said, God is our bridegroom, everlasting bridegroom. Worldly bridegrooms are for 100 years at the most. The bridegroom of the soul is God himself, and all our souls are his virgin girls, you see. So if you want that he should be just, infused in your very life, then receive the impression from it. This is the most effective way of developing love or devotion or strengthening in due course. The first kind is just like a bride and bridegroom. You see, in Christ, Catherine and others, they said, well, I've been just betrothed with Christ. So Catherine used to wear one ring here, you see, in sign of that she's betrothed to Christ. These are some of the examples, you see. So when two become one, outward examples are given just to bring home the truth of it at the back of it, you see. When two unite in the worldly way, they forget everything. They forget their body. They just enjoy that by absorption, soul into soul. They forget all world over. Similarly, when our soul is these impressions and those are embedded in our heart, naturally in due course of time, patience is necessary, you see. Perseverance is necessary. Then you will feel from day to day that he is in me and I am in him. So Kabir has given an example. Just lay down the bed within your eyes and look at him and absorb his whole radiation what he gives within you, and close your eyes with these eyebrows, you see, put these cheeks outside, curtains, and you be there and he be within you. You don't look to anybody and let him not look to anybody else. You see, these are the examples to show. In this way, you will please the Lord, and Lord will be pleased with you. This is one way is like that. When you receive impression with it, naturally your heart will be overflowed with this devotion and love. What will give you? You will always thinking of it. And when you meet others, you are speaking of the Lord, of the bridegroom, just like outward way, those who are newly married, they sit down brides together and talk about the husband, you see, just like those are on the way back to God. They receive those impressions with themselves. They always, when two meet, they think of the God or God in man. And that devotion still further overflows, you see, becomes stronger and stronger, and so much so that by radiation you are overflowed with that love divine. This is the one way how we should do devotion. There are other ways that we're speaking before. So today's subject is how to do devotion to the Lord. One way is like that. In the old days, there was some, in the Rishi's time and in the time of Swamiji, people used to look into the eyes of the master. They would sit like that. They would look into it. For a few minutes, they would receive impression. This is the strongest way to receive the radiation of the master. Once I was just talking, my master used to, when I used to go, he would always sit by me, give talk. I used to talk to him and the people enjoyed. So I was just explaining that in the old times, masters allowed the disciples to just make them sit before them and look into his eyes. Eyes are the windows of the soul. It is God within him that looks to you. And when you are receptive, you see all those impressions. This is, I think, the best way out. Then the time came out further, you see. Without Huzur, he would not allow to go to his all right. He would say, oh, what is that? Look at me. So one of the disciples was sitting there, he cried, Master, why don't you allow us to do that? You see? So this is one of the 9 forms of the devotion or bhakti, which is the most effective, I would say. Naturally, when you that embedded in your heart, out of the abundance of heart a man speaks. Natural. You're always singing praises of the God in man. When 2 men of the disciples sit together, they're always talking of God. When more than one sits together, the devotion to the God-man or good bhakti is strengthened. You follow me now? How these things are dwelt. These are not given in talks, I tell you. These are practical hints which are given in the morning, every day. So this is the way those who follow that way. Naturally, when that is embedded in your heart, you will speak out of the abundance of your heart. When 2 will meet, he will be remembered, not to whom you talk. And 2 girls, newly married, they all talk of the bridegroom, you see. Similarly, when 2 disciples devoted to the Master, the God in man or God, when they sit together, they always think of the Master or God. So naturally, how the love is radiated between 2 disciples. When they speak of their bridegroom, how nearer at heart you feel each other. Similarly, when you speak of God, those who are on the way to that, they dwell more love. You see? That is such a relation which cannot be broken even after death. So So God unites us, God unites us in a relation which continues even after leaving the body. Our master used to say, well, some are going across the river, some have reached before, the others are following, but all will meet together at the other side. You see? Those who are initiated on the way back to God, they are all to go there. But who will go? Who will do bhakti in this way? These are things to just judge where we stand. See? So highest aim to have in human life, you see, is to know God. For know God, unless you know yourself, unless you have been down from all, I said the example is given, you are cut off from outside. That's the most effective way, I would tell you. That's the bread of life, what Christ said. I am the bread of life. This is bread of life has come down from heaven. Those who will partakers of it shall have everlasting life. It's not the outer bread of life, it is bread. It is bread of life, which you get by looking through the windows of the soul, I would say, just into the window in which that Master, God in man, is radiating His love. This is most effective. This only expressed in words. You really get bread of life. That's the most effective way. This is one of it. Not even that is there, you enjoy those who are on the way, you see. You talk, oh, Master is like that, Master is like, God is like that. You dwell more. And all of you singing praises of Him, the God in Him. This is one way, you see, in which our devotion is dwells and is strengthened also. But time factor is necessary. Patience is necessary. Perseverance is necessary. Not in one day. In 2 days you'll find Him. You'll forget who you are. It is I, no more I. It is He who dwells in my heart. Then the criterion remains, just put the same question to the Master and also to the one disciple who is just in tune with the Master. If you put in the same question, the same words will come out from the Master as you will ask from the disciple. Exactly the same words. The same words when Master speaks of such a disciple, well, he may be hundreds of miles away, he will feel radiation while there. That is it. He should become receptive. And that's the most effective. What I learnt, I tell you, from my Master, I'll simply look at it. And ask questions. I question all through lecture. 2 or 3 questions I put in. No more. So what is He? He comes within us. And God is in Him and the God comes within you. That's all. Very simple, with no philosophy required. You learn by radiation more, thousands of times more than you have through practices. Your practice, you see, fruitful, becomes fruitful when you do that. For a while you see, you sit here, we're done and gone, go in. All foreign thoughts won't interfere. This is one way of bhakti. This is one. There are 9 ways. 2, 3 comes that way. One like that, then what is within you, you speak of that. Naturally, out of the abundance of out a man speaks. And whenever 2 of the same, on the same way together, they overflow with love. For God, not for love with each other. That is but natural. So God in man unites us in such a relation which never, broken, even after leaving the body. We are all on the one way to back, on the same. So we have to just judge how far we have dwelt. You see? There is no question of high or low, you see, rich or poor. Who have done it? तो आपको मालूम हो गया भक्ति किस तरह करनी चाहिए। एक मिसाल आपको दी गई, रोज रोज देखो क्या है भाई। फिर ऐसे पूछो लड़ाई क्यों हो एक दूसरे से, कश्मकश क्यों हो, एक दूसरे की बेअदबी क्यों हो, वो एक दूसरे का ये कहना कि मैं superior या फलाना जूनियर है, दिस थॉट्स ऑल गो।